transition to college football here. We did our Big Ten preview last week, taking on the other super conference as they're building up towards with these two in the SEC. First, I think this will be, as it has been for many years now, the deepest conference in college football. Got so many teams already in the top 25 to start the season.
10.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost half the teams in the top 25 are from the SEC. So when you're looking at who are the teams that are going to make the playoff, I think this could be 4, potentially 5 come from this conference. I mean, you're looking at Texas, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, and then outside of those 4, there could be somebody like Florida or South Carolina. I mean, Texas A&M is looking pretty good right now. Ole Miss lost a lot, so I don't know if I'd go that way. And obviously Tennessee with the whole Nico situation and them not having him anymore. We'll see what transpires at QB. But to me, just looking at the teams, LSU is probably the most intriguing out of all of them. Brian Kelly as the head coach, had to hurt to watch his former team go to the national championship last year in Notre Dame. After so many years of complaining about not being able to get the best recruits, and Notre Dame, we have to develop here and all that, and the whole reason he went to LSU so he could play in a playoff. And to me, this is a make or break year almost for Brian Kelly at LSU. He has to make the playoffs, or fans down Baton Rouge are going to start to let him have it.
Yeah, I think any SEC team in the top 25 is capable of making the playoffs. It's just you just see one breakthrough every year that climbs into the top 10, and then now the playoff is expanded to 14 teams now, right? Yeah. Did they go to 14?
I don't know if they went to 14 yet. Oh, they did?
This is still 12. Yeah.
Well,
sure. That they would sustain sustain a spot there. To me, the only locks are Texas and Georgia. I just don't trust. I mean, yeah, LSU and Alabama are certainly capable, and I'd say they're favored over the others behind them, but I'm not consider them a lock. I don't trust Brian Kelly. His tenure in LSU has been pretty disappointing. And Alabama, I also don't fully trust them yet either with their since Saban left. So they might change my mind this year. Alabama certainly could change my mind this year. LSU, I'll always have doubts that Brian Kelly could ever get it done. It'll always be relevant, but never be able to get it done. Yeah, 10 teams, like I said, in the top 25. I don't think it's necessary to react to preseason top 25 very much because the games decide the results. First poll to me that matters is the college football playoff poll, which usually takes place. Is that around Halloween, or am I making that up?
Yeah, it's like a week 6 or week 7 maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the one that matters. One thing that is intriguing, though, unlike the Big Ten, I think Big Ten's super top heavy, and then there's a few teams. I mean, I feel like Alabama down to even unranked teams like Missouri or possibly Vanderbilt. I don't know. Vanderbilt, Missouri, Kentucky, even those teams. They're it's going to be a dogfight when they play each other. We saw that last year with Alabama and Vanderbilt. That with NIL and stuff, these teams aren't that far apart, aren't as far apart from each other than they used to be. I think the SEC is a pretty even playing field. So there's going to be, once again, some ugly records that make their way into the playoff. Some teams with multiple losses in there. But by the eye test tells you that they deserve it because they look well. They just can't beat all these stacked teams week in and week out. So, about to go over the intriguing games coming up. But one stat I did find that's interesting to bring up is, they haven't won the title. SEC hasn't brought home the title in the last 2 years. Barely even got a team into the Final Four. Texas had to squeak by Arizona State just to make the Final Four. And they only went 8-7 in bowl games. So just barely over 500. So, not pretty disappointing results for the SEC in postseason play last year. Gave the Big Ten fans more to beat their chests on. that they've overtaken the SEC, and I think there is in the NIL era there might be a little bit of merit to that. But yeah, what do you see for the intriguing games? Because there's
Yeah,
a lot.
there's a lot. There's a lot.
We can't name them all, but just which
I
ones stand
mean,
out to you?
obviously, we mentioned last week the Ohio State Texas game. I'll mention that again here since that is a non-conference game. That it's quite the test for Texas and Arch Manning going on the road in the shoe. But then that same as what another non-conference game, LSU and Clemson. So LSU will have to go on the road against Dabo Sweeney and the Tigers, and these are two of the most intriguing team. I think Clemson's going to be really good, and for LSU to go on the road, and if they could get a win there, that would be huge for their season going into SEC play. As far as the conference games that really jump out to me, I mean, Alabama, Georgia, maybe the best game all last season that took place. We get that rematch, and you mentioned not having too much trust in Alabama since Nick Saban left. I mean, Kalen DeBoer, he's got to quickly turn things around after last season missing the playoffs. They've never missed the playoff 2 years in a row, and these Crimson Tide fans have been spoiled for so many years with Nick Saban that if they don't get back to the playoff again, it's going to be a tough time for Kalen DeBoer down in Tuscaloosa. Texas at Florida is an interesting one. I kind of like that one as another road test for Arch Manning and this team. Florida's been kind of a wild card in the SEC. You never know what you're going to get from this team, and DJ Lagway's injury history has not helped that. But Florida's looking pretty high on the rankings this year, and maybe some high hopes for them.
15th. They're
Yeah,
ranked in the
yeah.
preseason AP poll.
LSU at Alabama, probably the other big one for me, and then obviously Texas at Georgia. You've just got the heavy hitters at the top. Those games being played out over the course of the season are ones to definitely keep your eye on.
Yeah, another non-conference game that's interesting. This is a team we won't talk about because they're not in a conference, but A&M at Notre Dame. I believe they played each other last year, and Notre Dame won a close one in College Station. This time the A&M's coming up to South Bend. Should be an interesting game. A&M, I believe, is ranked 19th in the AP preseason AP poll. Notre Dame is fourth. Fourth or sixth. Georgia's fifth. I know. Yeah. But still, intriguing game. Another entertaining non-conference game, which I wish they would do more of. I'm glad we have Ohio State, Texas, and LSU, Clemson as well. And then, there are so many ranked versus ranked games in the SEC, so there's no point in going through them all. And a lot of the ones you mentioned, I wrote down too. I'll just name a couple that I also wrote down. Obviously, Red River rivalry, big one, Texas, Oklahoma, the Cotton Bowl. This is kind of a big year for Oklahoma too. I mean, they've kind of disappointed here in the last couple of years, so big year for them. And if Texas is still number one, of course, that'll have a lot of drama. There'll be a lot of drama in the Red River rivalry. And then two other conference games. This one's early. It's September 13th. We got Georgia at Tennessee. That'll be a fun one in Knoxville. That's one of the better SEC rivalries in my opinion. And then another one is a team we haven't mentioned yet, really. They're ranked 13th is South Carolina. And on October 25th, Alabama will be traveling to South Carolina. And if you recall, that was a good game last year in Tuscaloosa that Alabama barely squeaked by. So, and if South Carolina plays up to their ranking, that should be a pretty intriguing game with playoff implications that late in October.
Yeah, Lenora Sellers, the QB for South Carolina, to me is a lock draft pick. I can't wait to watch him play this year. The Georgia Tennessee, and it being that early in the year, September 13th.
Pretty rare. I think it was like the first time since 2017 or something I saw that it's in September.
And I love it actually this early because when you get it early like that, whoever comes out with the loss in that game, the fan base is going to go absolutely nuts. And it's going to be a state of crisis for whichever program loses that game. So I love that. A lot of great games in such a loaded conference. Did want to touch on Missouri for a second because Not my original take. I heard this on another podcast, but this could be a surprise college football playoff team that sneaks in because of their schedule. They avoid a lot of the heavy hitters on their schedule. They got one of the most favorable SEC schedules, so a lot of talent on that team, a lot of players coming back, and just keep your eye out for Missouri. You don't have to watch all their games. There's so much college football to watch. You probably won't catch many of their games, but definitely keep your eye on the rankings for them, as they could be one of those teams that just sneak in.
Saturday, September 6th, I got a big one too. Georgia versus Austin Peay. Can't wait to watch that one on the SEC.
I'm surprised they're not playing them in November.
Yeah, well, let me check. I think I saw, this is just Georgia. They play Charlotte in
right
November. So,
SEC really needs to move to playing 9 conference games. It's getting pretty ridiculous now.
You make a good point about Missouri, because if you recall, Texas benefited from a pretty easy SEC schedule last year, and they rode that all the way to the playoffs. This year for Texas, though, they get ranked number 1, but
which is great for us, because they're going to get great games.
They go to Columbus, they go to Gainesville, and they go to Athens.
Yeah,
that's that is a rough road schedule for Texas. And,
but once again, Florida and Oklahoma absolutely get railroaded with their schedules. It happens for a second year in a row. It's going to be so tough for them to make it out of there alive. But yeah, that's the so give me your picks of who you think makes the playoff.
So like I said, Texas, Georgia, they will stumble a couple times, but like we saw last year, you can stumble a couple times in the SEC and get in. So okay, is it 12 or 14? I feel like
well, that's the thing. I'm never for sure, because they keep debating and
I know,
trying to come
and
to a decision.
Feel like I saw that story yesterday about the Big Ten wanting to turn it to 24 or 28 teams. Which,
oh my god, I about fell out of my chair.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
so I'm saying not 12.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go LSU. I'm gonna go. The SEC gets 4 this year: Texas, Georgia, Bama. And I'm going to go South Carolina. It's going to be.
I like it.
There's going to be a out of the ordinary SEC team make it this year. And obviously, Georgia, Bama, and Texas are the big players, but I think someone like South Carolina could sneak their way in. I do like the Missouri talk, though. I think nowadays schedule's huge.
Right,
it's huge to have a good record,
especially when you have to.
Saw that with Indiana last year in the Big Ten. It really helps. But this year it's going to be a lot tougher for them. Same with Texas, but luckily they'll get the benefit of the doubt with the preseason number 1.
Yeah, I think Texas, Georgia, Bama are locks. Don't trust LSU. I think they'll slip up to some random SEC team on their schedule. That's going to really hurt them, and that they're not going to be able to come back from. It's tough. They might.
I don't feel comfortable with South Carolina. I also could see all these teams just cannibalizing each other, and then they only get 3 teams in. Like that's
right, and that's part of the argument that SEC makes against the Big Ten, because it's so top heavy, and those teams are going to just get all the wins, and then the SEC's the best conference, battling it out, and
that's why
they get three loss teams.
Yeah, that's an exact reason why they should schedule a Big Ten versus SEC series at the start of the year in non-conference play.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Texas, Georgia, Bama, and I'm gonna go with Texas A&M. I
thought about them too.
I think they've got a good thing going in College Station. I think they sneak in. That'll be my pick for them.
If they somehow go up to South Bend and get that win,
that'll weigh heavily for them. Yeah. So I love that.
They also have the year against Texas, so that could be a big game too.
Yeah, love that rivalry. Glad we have it back because of the Texas rejoining them in the same conference. Love having that rivalry back in the game.